Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. The other day Hassan Campbell went on a Vlad TV and he started talking about the whole Cassie Diddy situation. And Hassan said that even though he supports Cassie, he believes that her case is a case of DV and he does not believe that Cassie got hard.
I support Cassie and my heart goes out to her, but I don't like the fact that it's being turned into a rape. It's domestic violence. Cassie was in a relationship with P. Diddy, and it's domestic violence. She was in a relationship with him where she left him about 3 times and decided to come back. Don't turn it into a rape. I'm the type of person, like, you can't tell me P. Diddy, okay, he just you. When in the paperwork, right? I listened very carefully. She said when she first got with P. Diddy, when he kissed her, she started crying. I felt that because I'm like, okay, so now you just made a conscious decision as a teenager to be with a man that's old enough to be your father, which is disgusting. Most females are not attractive to older men like that unless you have money. And I tell guys all the time, you deal with a female too young, sooner or later she gonna start looking at them boys that's her age, because your old ass gonna look nasty to her. You're gonna start looking like her daddy. So when I listened to that, I realized that she made a conscious decision to be with Puff. When he kissed her, she cried. She was turned off by the old man. But it's that extravagant lifestyle that she entered into. What I don't like about the situation is it's like a thin line here. Now you have Cassie deciding that she don't want to be with Puff no more. Kid Cudi got his car blew up. Okay, yeah, that's ugly. But you ran off with the exercise dude. You ran off with the worker. You wasn't scared to run off with the worker. You ran off with him. The money runs out, and now you decide to come back and do a tell-all. And see, the thing about it is, now when you look at Puff's situation, you have Puff, he on a hot seat. It's rumored that he had something to do with Tupac's murder and Big's murder. It's rumored that he's behind both of them, but he's not looking too good with the Tupac situation. Who with Keefy D running around. And then you have Cassie coming out saying, oh, you know, he heard Suge Knight was in a restaurant and he grabbed the guns and went and jumped in a car. So now you putting out there his criminal activities. And me, I'm not looking at this as if this is a rape case. I'm looking at this as if this is a situation where now you at war with your ex-wife. And how many more Cassies is going to decide to come out in this music industry, or with these celebrities that decide, okay, well, you know, this dude was a little bit gangster too. He done shot something, his entourage done popped something over here, he done did something over here, and now this is a money grab now. Because we've never seen a settlement come so fast in the history of anything. This is like, what, less than 24 hours?
Okay, let me say this. You can always tell when a person cut mad classes in high school, especially their history class and their criminal justice class, because for some reason, they never ever seem to understand or know the laws of the land that they live in. So let me see if I can break this down in such a way that makes it palatable for Hassan Campbell and all the other people who cut their first, second, and third period classes in high school. 1. Just because Cassie sued Diddy didn't mean that Diddy had to settle. He could have took it to court. But what happened is, his attorneys, which are some of the best attorneys that money can buy, took a look at the preliminary evidence that her attorney sent over, and they said to him, dude, we think you need to settle. 2. In the 1600s, shortly after the Pilgrims came to the New World, common law stipulated that a husband cannot be guilty of R committed by himself upon his lawful wife, for by their mutual matrimonial consent and contract, the wife has given up herself in this kind to her husband, which she cannot retract. Okay. I don't know which one of the white dudes who came over here on the Mayflower, who was rocking a pair of like knickers with like white stocking socks and a pair of buckles on his shoes, and was sporting a white George Washington wig with like the bow on the back, wrote that. However, what Hassan Campbell and some of these other dudes out here need to understand is that it's 2023, and guess what? women have rights now. And in case you didn't notice, we can go to school, we can vote, we can do a whole lot of things. So, it does not matter whether Puffy was in a relationship with Cassie. If at any time he forced the eggplant on her when she didn't want it, that is called R. And guess what? They're not married, and even if they were, if she said no, that's still called R. And please, before anybody does it, don't come in the comment section like quoting Ephesians 5:24, where it says, "Now as the church submits to Christ, so also should wives submit to their husbands in everything." Because what you always forget to do is read the next line, where it says, "Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her." Guess what? Christ would never R the church. You know why? Because he has the utmost respect for the body of Christ, which is why husbands should have the utmost respect for the bodies of their wives. I gotta tell you, Hassan Campbell is 100% wrong, and any dude who thinks like him and believes that an assault cannot take place within a relationship or a marriage is 100% wrong too. And I think that all of them really need to stop watching pastors like this.
Wives, you must submit yourself to your husband as unto the Lord. And in this matter of submission, I want you to know up front, ladies, that once you get married, you are no longer your own. You are your husband's. And I emphasize that because I saw in court the other day on TV where a lady sued her husband for rape. And I would say to you gentlemen, the best person to rape is your wife.
What? Oh my goodness, blasphemy. Just pure blasphemy. I don't even understand why like the lightning bolts just didn't come down and strike him right then and there as soon as he opened his big mouth. I'm telling you, when dudes, especially pastors, say nonsense like that, a lightning bolt should come straight out of heaven and hit him. And then the only thing you should see, like in the spot where they was standing, is dust. Well, anyways, when the higher-ups at his church heard him give that sermon, they snatched him from that pulpit so quick. So, he won't be preaching at that church anymore, thank goodness. Now, on to the next story. As you know, actor Christian Keys came out of the woodworks the other day and jumped on social media to say that a bigwig billionaire like Mogul was basically sexually harassing him. And he also said that the billionaire Mogul offered him $100,000 for him to strip naked. So basically, what the billionaire wanted was for Christian to do the baby oil song. And I know, you're like, Sauce, what is the baby oil song? This is the baby oil song.
Yeah, yeah, this is the baby oil song. Watch me put it on splash, watch me put it on splash, splash. This is the baby oil song. Watch me put it on, watch me put it on. Yeah, baby oil.
Yo, can somebody please tell me why this dude right here has never won an Oscar? Because that right there was a stellar performance. Well, anyways, Christian Keys dropped a few breadcrumbs and clues along the way because he said that the person who harassed him for over a decade is a powerful black billionaire that has a very identifiable, distinguished voice. He also said that the person often bragged about having multiple young black men on payroll that show up at his beck and call. And he also added that the person has a documentary and they've been known to donate money to colleges in addition to paying off mad students' tuitions. Well, after Christian shared several stories about his alleged sexual assault and harassment, mad people like DeAndre Whitfield and Claudia Jordan jumped in his comment section to co-sign his traumatic tale of woe. Claudia Jordan said, "You shared a piece of this with me when we first met maybe 15 years ago, and you said one day you would come forward, and you did. And Christian Keys, I am so proud of you. Do not beat yourself up for waiting. It's hard, especially as a man. I know it's scary and embarrassing and uncharted territory, but you did it. I will stand by you as your friend, because I know it's true, because this is the same vibe and tone and story that you share from 2008. I believe. Congratulations to you for not going along to get along and being able to look at yourself in the mirror as you shave in the morning. Other men and women will be saved and feel heard because of your bravery. Love, your friend. Well, Claudia Jordan, I would agree with you if any of us knew who the heck it was. Nobody's getting saved because nobody knows who the predator is. Now, after Claudia Jordan said that, DeAndre Whitfield came through in the comment section and he said, y'all don't want to have this conversation. Yeah, DeAndre, we do. And then he said, if we told y'all about your heroes and your sheroes, it would break y'all like they try to break us. News to DeAndre. We're not that fragile. We're not like a bunch of like tiny little teacups. But anyways, DeAndre went on to say, but now, let's see if our people have the same energy when men are the targets of sexual harassment, sexual intimidation, and assault. Let's see if we're more interested in protecting the people or celebrating the powerful. Oh my goodness, is it just me? Is it just me? Am I going crazy? It's not us that are out here trying to protect anybody. At this point, it's you guys, because you guys won't say who the heck it is. Oh, jeez. Well, anyways, DeAndre continues on to say, and why is it always the ones who talk about how God informs their decisions in life? Shaking my head. Christian Keys, you are my brother, and I support you and the truth. Now, after that, Oprah Winfrey jumped in the comment section, and she said, this takes some guts. I hope you find the strength to fight for the justice you deserve. Now, this comment right here is very interesting because a lot of people assumed that the person that he's talking about is Tyler Perry, and Tyler Perry and Oprah are thick as thieves. Now, I don't know about you, but I find that to be very interesting. Well, anyhow, the next day, Christian Keys jumps back online and he says, look, if I say who it is, it will break your hearts. Now, everybody was rocking with Christian on day one. But when Christian came out and dropped this post on day 2, a whole bunch of people started thinking, something, just ain't right. You just ain't right. The first person to jump online and say something just ain't right was Funky Deneva. Check this out.
Christian Keys don't set the whole damn internet on fire. Papa did a Instagram live vlog or a social media vlog where he revealed that just like so many others in Hollywood, he too has been sexually harassed. But the gag is the sexual harassment is not even the surprising part, right? It's sad to say, but being sexually harassed in Hollywood is almost expected. It's the who that's got people going crazy. And there's a lot for us to unpack and digest here. It gave me, I'm doing everything in my power to sit here and talk slow and garner sympathy. Again, I'm not trying to be mean or rude. I'm just saying what was going through my mind when I instantly looked at it. So I'm just looking at it and I'm like, Negro, please get to the point. It don't take 40 minutes for you to explain all of what was going on. And then I began to side-eye the situation, right? Because I'm just like, how convenient is this? You know what I'm saying? Now, some people would argue that Cassie and the Diddy situation paved the way for people to feel more comfortable to come out with sexual assault claims against the Hollywood elite. And, after Cassie doing so, Christian may have been emboldened or empowered to do so. But in the back of my mind, I honestly was feeling like, oh, he saw the check that Cassie got, now he want to get his. The second thing that went through my mind is that there is a demographic out there of very good-looking men, and undoubtedly Christian Keys is fine as all hell. He is extremely attractive. Just like women who understand that beauty is currency and their hips and ass and face can open up doors, get them rich husbands, get them jobs that they don't qualify. Men understand the same concept. They understand it so much so that you will find in a lot of gay clubs, drag bars, straight gay strip clubs, that straight men are the bartenders, the dancers, the security guards, the DJs, because they've realized that being straight, showing off their body, and selling the illusion of one day you might be able to come home with me garners them a hell of a lot more tips than they would make in a straight environment. I just don't see a world where another gay black man would step to Christian on some gay energy if he wasn't remotely signaled that Christian was down with the shit, or Christian was open to suggestion. All right. And I'm not victim blaming here. I'm just explaining my experience from my vantage point and how society kind of works with this male to male, gay to straight relationship thing. The impact may be the same as man on woman, but the song and dance, the courtship dance is a lot different. I am also of the belief and fully aware that attractive people use their beauty as entrance cards. All right. Christian is fully aware of how he looks physically, and granted, he can't help it. It was just something, you know, that happened by chance, via biology, whatever the case may be. And I do believe that Christian, just like many others, have leveraged his physicality to get places. And there's nothing wrong with that. You got to use what you want. I mean, use what you have to get what you want. But sometimes when you leverage your beauty, these are the types of things that happen. You invite unwanted advances. Beauty is currency. Beauty is currency. And you're not going to get me to believe that at no point in Christian's career did he ever not leverage his beauty to get places. I don't know what happened. I was not there. I did not watch, nor did I participate. But you're also not going to convince me that Christian is sitting home somewhere going through the mental anguish and agony that Cassie was. It's giving me, let me hop on the bandwagon a little bit and see what I could get. Shit, she just got a big payout. I got a story to tell. Let me tell mine and see what I could get. That's really what it's giving me. And I hate to be mean, but that's what it's giving me. Now, maybe that could be part of Christian strategy. Whoever it is that did this, they know that they did it. They know that they did it. And perhaps, unlike Diddy, said person will step to the plate and probably settle the situation before it even gets that big, if that's the situation. But y'all mark my words, we're not going to get a name. We're not going to get a name, and we're not going to get a police report in the situation. Now, where I do take slight issue with Christian is that a lot of people are catching stray bullets right now. All right. And yeah, there's an argument to be made that in saying who it is not, that's going to directly pinpoint who it is. Oh well, truth be told, you've already given enough context clues for people to deduce who it is. And it's who y'all think it is, okay?
Now, check this out. After Funky Geneva came out and said that, Armand Wiggins was next up to the mic. Check out what Armand had to say.
Now, the problem that I'm having in this situation is I'm feeling like I'm being gaslit. Like, my thing is this. Stop gaslighting us. Either you're going to say it or you're going to move on, because now this is starting to feel performative. You're liking posts, but you won't clear Tyler's name. You're in the post of the blog. If I say who it is, it'll break your heart. Well, damn it, say it. We don't give a damn. I think one of the comments saying it won't break my heart. We want to know who it is. You're saying it's not about money. You're saying you signed an NDA. Okay, so if you signed the NDA, go head over to the police station. Figure out if this is a plausible cause for the NDA to be broken. Is this a crime? can you release these audios? But sitting on the internet, gaslighting this because you're trending right now is triggering me. Because it's feeling a little cloudy. Because if you really want this, because you cracked it open. You're viral. Everyone's talking about it. It's cracked open. They're assuming that it's one man. You're playing these games. You're not fully clearing his name, but then you're liking posts. So we don't know who it is. And then you're in the comments. If I said who it is, it'll break your hearts. Well, damn it, say it. My heart ain't going to be broke. I promise you it won't. So, and two, it just, that frustrates because I feel like you're gaslighting me. Are you going to say it or are you not? Because now you're in the comments. That makes me feel like you're watching every YouTube video made about you. You're under every blog post about you instead of doing the work that you need to do to get the story out. Once you did that live, and if you are so serious about it, you don't have time to really be reading what the blogs are saying and writing comments. You're getting your legalities together because you're about to go ahead and break this thing open. Because to me, if you really truly were like feeling some type of way about this, there's no way you're in the comments gaslighting and liking tweets. A true victim is not commenting on blogs and liking tweets and throwing us off when they, and the fact is, you see everybody saying it's Tyler Perry, but you won't say that it's not Tyler Perry, but you're actively on social media. But then you're seemingly clearing Tyler Perry's name in a like tweet, but you won't say anything, but then you're making innuendo. Like, I don't have time for these games. Either you're going to say something or you're going to shut up.
I mean, these dudes are going in on Christian Keys. And guess what? It ain't over, because Hassan Campbell had like an opinion about this situation too. Check this out.
So let me get this straight, right? So he basically watched Cassie's play and how she handled P. Diddy. And in his mind, he wasn't sure if he could break the contract that he signed, that he can't tell what goes on behind closed doors. So now that he figured that he could go the legal route of sexual harassment, now he's telling her he's looking for that bag. Am I correct? Coming off like a calculated dick tease. You coming off, this man is coming off like a, like you know how Game, Rap of the Game, right? How he was doing that on reality show, and one of the chicks, he pushed up on one of the chicks and she got him for sexual assault. That's what this sound like. Like you basically was around a bunch of piranha that was getting their peckers hard looking at your pretty ass, and you kept going around them, and now you looking for a payday. Listen to him. He calculated. He's a grown man. And there's another grown man that's gay, that like straight men. Most gay men, they don't want other gay men. They want to turn a straight man out. So you kept going around a dude that was gay, that wanted to turn you out, and instead of not going around him or chin checking him like a man, because y'all two men, you brought some recordings to entrap him. Because if you showed him signs that you didn't want what he was doing to you, he wouldn't feel so comfortable keep on doing it, because he know that your energy is off. So he gonna move on to the next one. But you kept going around swinging your ass in front of him. He is not a victim. He's like one of those chicks that went to Mike Tyson room in the middle of the night with no panties on, knowing that once a female came to my room with no panties on, you getting aggressive for the ass. Like, stop playing games, you came here to smash. That's what homeboy did to him. Whether it was Tyler Perry, I don't know. I'm not saying it was Tyler Perry, but he's saying the billionaire. Who else is a billionaire? That's black. Like, come on, stop playing. So you go around this grown-ass man, wagging your ass like a dog in heat. You get this nigga hard, and now you planning your next 8 moves strategically? Like, come on, man. If you brave enough to name the person that you were friendly extorting, because now if they don't let you through the door and give you a certain amount of movie roles and a certain amount of money, you gonna go through the authorities and press charges on them for pushing up on your little pretty ass. That's what you're saying. I read in between the lines and I read loud and clear what you're doing. You went in Hollywood teasing and playing hard to get, and you went in there recording, and you wasn't sure if you was going to be able to use those recordings because you signed contracts, but now you got confidence after Cassie. Look what Cassie started. What's hurting my stomach is you got a grown-ass man with knuckles in the fist that's making himself sound vulnerable like he's a woman. He's sounding like he's a woman. Maybe that's why that man came on to you like a woman, because you sounding like a woman. And if you know Tyler Perry like you, and he want to see you drop it like it's hot, why you keep going around him? As a grown man, you can't be a victim. Hell no, you can't be a victim as a grown man.
So if people don't believe me, they can hear him in his voice. Oh no, I got backups for the backups for the backups for the backups.
He got backups for the backups for the backups for the backups. So basically what you saying is you got 1,000 altercations that you recorded because you consistently kept going back around somebody. Now obviously, when you give a nigga ops and you give him that look of death, like stop playing with me, he not gonna play with you no more. What you did was you led that nigga on. Not right now, stop it, stop it. You let him on so that he could keep on feeling comfortable thinking that it was gonna happen, and every time you recorded him and kept on recording him because you a man. Like stop playing games, man. And I hate the fact that this grown man is playing goddamn victim. You a man, man up. Pull your fucking pants up and pull your skirt down, B.
Yo, Hassan Campbell just goes from like 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds. Now, let me say this. All three of these dudes believe that Christian Keys is telling the truth about what happened. And all of them said that they don't want a victim blame, but then, in the next breath, they blame the victim. I mean, Funky Dineva said that Christian might have asked for it, and at one time or another, you can't tell him that Christian didn't use his good looks for personal gains. Now, Armand Wiggins believes that Christian's story might be legit even though it has not been thoroughly vetted, but he also believes that Christian Keys is over there gaslighting us and clout chasing because he's playing too many internet games and he's over there like liking everybody's post, including the post that basically exonerates Tyler Perry. And last but not least, Hassan Campbell believes that a grown behind man can't be assaulted, and if Christian had stood his ground in the first place, the mysterious billionaire would have never tried to come back for seconds. Look, what I would say to Funky Dineva is this: some people will try to test your boundaries whether you ask for it or not, and as a woman I know because we experience this all the time. 2. With regard to Armand, I would say the fact that Christian is responding to posts does not necessarily negate the fact that he was assaulted, because victims can still scroll through social media and hit the like button. For all you know, he could be multitasking. He could have been talking to his lawyers and pressing that like button at the same time. And 3, as far as like Hassan goes, he needs to knock off the machioso, because grown men most definitely can be assaulted, and it happens more times than you know. Just because you're a man does not mean that you're immune to unwanted advances and gestures from predators. And when you jump online and try to make another man feel like he's less than a man for speaking out, you help to create a culture where men feel that they have to suffer in silence. We need to create safe spaces for both men and women to be able to like feel comfortable speaking their truths. Now, what I will say is this: I did have a chance to rewatch the entire post that Christian Keys made, which is entitled "A Conversation Needs to Be Had," and upon further inspection, I do believe that it's a money grab. I think somebody made him sign an NDA, and if he breaks that agreement, he's liable. So he took a page out of Cassie's playbook and he put the video out there to let that person know, or those people know, that he has the proof and he will talk. And unless a conversation is had within the next few days and a check is cut, he will blow up spots. Now, with that being said, I also think that the person or persons, because, you know, he was very vague, have already contacted Christian, and I think that money is exchanging hands as we speak. So, I would be shocked if we ever get a definitive answer as to who it is directly from Christian, which, I might add, would bother me, because the difference is that Cassie exposed Diddy while getting the bag, and I would hate for Christian to get the bag without exposing a billionaire who is using and abusing his power and influence to groom and assault young men. And let me say this, because I don't want any confusion as to what I'm saying. The fact that I believe that it's a money grab does not negate Christian's story, nor does it negate his trauma. If Money Grip had the nerve and audacity to get in the bed with Christian and try to grab his junk, then Christian has the right to jump on the internet and try to grab his money. It's just as simple as that. And if Mr. Billionaire has a problem with being extorted, he shouldn't have put himself in a position to be extorted by pushing up on straight men who aren't interested in doing the baby oil dance for him. And honestly, I don't even think that extortion is the right word. I think that Christian has proof, and he's basically asking for an out-of-court settlement. And let me say this, and you know, you might disagree with me, but I gotta say it. I gotta keep it real. I've never been a fan of people who are like, yo, I gotta tell you something. And then when you're like, what? They're like, yo, I can't tell you right now. I can't stand it. It gets on my nerves. If you're gonna say it, say it. If you're not gonna say it, don't say it. And this doesn't only go for Christian, this goes for everybody in Hollywood who's out there in his comment section talking about we support you because they know who it is. If you know who it is, say who it is, because the more time all of you Hollywood insiders take to like sit there and type out, y'all don't really want to know who this is because this could potentially break your hearts, means that that predator has more time to potentially break another person. I mean, I can just see it right now. There's probably like some poor like young actor sitting over there right now taking a meeting, and he doesn't know that any minute now, that dude is gonna break out them strawberries. And let me say this, if it is Tyler Perry, then maybe Christian Keys needs to stop working with Tyler Perry. And if it's not Tyler Perry, then Christian Keys needs to come out and say so, because we don't need another innocent black man out here catching stray bullets. Listen, let me know what you think about Hassan Campbell saying that Cassie endured DV at the hands of Diddy and not R because they were in a long-term relationship. And also, let me know what you think about Funky Dineva, Armand Wiggins, and Hassan Campbell's opinions on Christian Keys. Let me know what you think in the comments. And while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And share this video with your friends. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source for celebrity news. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.